we've taken some time today to come into London to go to see some of our students who are already...
We're enjoying deck chairs, traditional British deck chairs in the park.
On the beach.
A great place to sit.
But we came into London today. It's height of summer, it's beautiful weather, and our students are really enjoying their courses. And so we've come in and we've watched them, and we've witnessed and we've met up with them, and they're all having a great time. And then we've gone for a little stroll. But what's been great about today is really seeing it live, meeting the professors, the teachers, the lawyers, the doctors, the people that they're bringing in to deliver these programs, because they really are career focused. But what do you think when parents are talking to us, back in January, February, when we were traveling around and we were meeting parents, what were those main questions they were asking us that you can remember? Because we know how great these programs are, but we just want to reassure parents. I'm thinking of safety, but I'm also thinking of what parents are thinking about why they would invest in these summer programs. Is it just university?
I think parents want to know that their children are coming to do a very academic programme, so it's adding to the academics they're already doing at their respective schools, but stretching them a bit further. Or they're coming to do a career taster, and those summer programs are brilliant, and there's lots of them going on, where you can actually experience life as a medic, as a lawyer, as a barrister, as an engineer, by going out into the field, into hospitals, out onto airfields.
And the medical one today was amazing, we saw.
We did.
Those kids' questions, I was like, sorry, what? I definitely learned something today. It was great. It was
that program is actually, that course, that lesson, that lecture hall we were in, that was actually being delivered by a GP, not by a teacher, not by a university lecturer, but by somebody who's working in the field every day. So those kids are really getting a great taster of what it's like to be in that career. And I think that's very unique. I think that's something that schools don't teach. And I think often children are not sure what it's like to be a lawyer, or would they like to be a doctor. And these programs give you a chance to try it out, and actually maybe you'll realize it's the career for you, or maybe you'll think it's not for me, but at least you've had that experience.
What were the most requested courses that we found this summer? It wasn't just medicine. I'm thinking there was the sort of more business entrepreneurship courses. They've had a real uptick and with a real focus on AI. Even we've had a real improvement in our AI, but those courses being delivered for AI now are phenomenal.
Yeah, I think a lot of parents are asking us this year for leadership courses, things that involve debating, public speaking, but also, as you say, entrepreneurship, really understanding the mindset of an entrepreneur and how to think differently, how to think like an entrepreneur, as well as obviously running entrepreneurial projects and coming up with your own business ideas. Business is an ever popular one, but also I think our popular courses with our families, I think, have always been engineering, computer science, and the ones we've just mentioned.
Yeah, the medicine, the AI.
And STEM, sciences, robotics. AI, very popular, yes, and robotics.
Yeah. Today as well, what we saw, being here physically and seeing the locations and the accommodation and meeting the kids and speaking to the leaders, it is the pastoral care. Yeah. I know so many parents ask us about safety. They're in big cities. They're in London, Oxford, Cambridge, big cities. They're not, in campuses. It's cities. Their accommodation may be sort of down the road or across the road. And how do they move these kids around? And are they in groups? And, do they bring cash? Do they bring a card? How do they do their laundry? So many questions. But what I love about how we do our placements for some programs is that the parents are still in touch with us. The kids, if they want to be, if they're old enough and they have their phones with them, can stay in touch with us in WhatsApp. And the actual leaders and the course providers, we have their numbers, so we can reach out and see how the children are doing. So I feel that we've really given parents a nice reassurance that we don't just put them in a summer program and that's it and good luck. And no, we're following up and we want to do. And I think I really want parents to know that is how we do summer programs. It's not just a matter of here's a list and take a pick and enjoy your summer. I want feedback. I want to know that they're doing well.
Yeah, and I think this is how we spend our summer. We actually come out and visit summer programs. So we've seen one today that we haven't visited before. Last year, we saw several in London. We saw some in Switzerland as well last year. But this is what we do. We go out and we ask those questions that parents would ask. And we sort of get down to the nitty gritty, the stuff the website doesn't necessarily tell you. So we understand exactly what the care looks like, how much freedom children are allowed, what they're going to be eating, what they're going to be doing on a daily basis. because we want to pass that information on to our parents.
And dietary requirements, and for whatever reason that they can't eat something or they have an allergy, all of that is taken care of. Give me your top 3 things that kids should bring with them, pack when they're coming to a summer program in the UK.
Well, I would say that the weather in the UK, beautiful as it is this year, we've been very lucky with the summer, but normally it is quite changeable.
Yeah.
So I would say bring layers, bring t-shirts, bring hoodies, bring something in case it's raining, which it often is.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the courses, depending on how academic they are, ask you to bring a laptop as well.
Well, a mobile phone.
Yeah. Your mobile,
a phone holder maybe that straps around you.
Yeah,
for
and I guess enough clothes for at least a week. If you're
sunscreen,
on
you wouldn't necessarily
sunscreen.
assume that in the UK.
I think if you're on a 2-week program, bring enough clothes for a week, because then in the middle you've got a chance to wash clothes. That happens
you do
as
have
well.
Laundry. Yeah,
but make sure you've got enough. Some trainers, casual clothes,
comfortable shoes. I wouldn't bring anything too not about expensive. Maybe something not even fancy. Well, how can I put it? You're here to have fun. We're not here to do anything too formal. Yes, they do sort of graduations, but graduation would be more of like a shirt and smart trousers. It's not really like black tie or suit.
They do need to bring that, because every program has an amazing graduation ceremony at the end. And actually, some of our students recently in Oxford, we saw their lovely pictures, didn't we? And they were very smart. The boys were in their suits, some were in their ties, and the girls were in their prettiest dresses, and it made for a very special occasion, didn't it? They got their certificates of attendance. Yeah, it was a lovely, lovely ceremony. Obviously, kids they're doing their academic programs, but every summer program includes excursions, visits. So what are the where would kids typically go on their excursions on a summer program?
Well, we've learned, haven't we, over the last few years, if you want Harry Potter, book months and months and months in advance. So anybody wanting a Harry Potter, even if you're just coming to the UK yourself independently, book ahead. Don't assume you can turn up to the UK and get Harry Potter. You really can't. We've had amazing excursions around Wembley, the football clubs like Arsenal, Man United, Man City. I think they've been great. Madame Tussauds, the London Eye, Houses of Parliament, Big Ben, all the
Palace.
Yeah, all the major.
Normally, you do a walking tour of all the major sites in London.
Yeah,
that would certainly be one excursion.
Comfortable shoes if you're going to do that.
And if you're in London, you'll go somewhere else outside of London. So you'll probably go to either Oxford or Cambridge, do a walking tour there.
I just want to talk also about personal statements and university applications. So summer programs could just be looked upon as, what are my kids going to do this summer? I don't want them to sit at home for sort of 6, 8, 9 weeks, however long their summer is, and not do anything meaningful or useful, and not just have, lessons or extra tuition. They're out and about and mixing, globally with other citizens and other students from all over the world. But what we found has been really, really useful is these summer programs can really give them a lot to put on their essays they're doing for universities. It doesn't matter whether it's US, UK, wherever. Having something to write about and you've experienced is really, really important. I think we really need to explain that better to parents.
Yes, I would say that if you've got a teenager sort of between 15 and 18 is when you're going to be looking at doing pre-university programs, really. Whether that's an academic program, whether it's a career program, or whether that's some sort of pre-university course, it's really important to know that if you're applying to university or intending to apply to university in the UK or the US, they do look for what else you're doing outside of your academics, and it's really important. So a summer program is just one of the ways, not the only way, but one of the ways that you can show an interest and something you've done that was an individual experience. And you can talk about what you've taken from that. It gave you independence. It gave you confidence. You met students from all over the world. It gave you breadth of knowledge in your subject area that you love. And often it's important to say that, maybe starting a summer program led you to have a love of a subject, and perhaps what else you've done. You read more around the subject, or you joined a debating club at school, or you started writing the school newspaper. But it's really important when you're writing those personal statements to show what extra you've done and really where your interests lie, and to be able to draw on those experiences and pull them into your personal statement.
How it affected you and how it changed things for you.
And I think that is one of the great things about doing a summer program, particularly once you're, sort of between 15, 17. There are many, many different types of summer program, and there are many different locations for doing a summer program. And of course, there are summer programs for all age groups, right? We've talked about the older children, but of course there are programs for younger children as well. There are day programs, there are residential programs. Why do people come to us for advice on summer programs?
Because they want a selection and they want a choice, and we do all that work for them. So we have, how many summer program providers that we work with? Quite a lot now. The information and the knowledge that we have on different summer programs is huge. And it's not just in the UK as well. It's Switzerland, the USA. We have a student at the moment who's in UCLA having an amazing 3-week program doing AI. That is the place to do it. Year after year, we painstakingly go through all the programs that we have, working out which ones are going to be best fit for our clients. So it could be that they want to go East Coast, West Coast of the States. They might want to come to the UK, and they might want to be in London, Oxford, Cambridge, up north in the Scottish Highlands, or they may want to go to more of a traditional campus type boarding school environment, very, very safe. Or they might want to go to Switzerland and be around Lake Geneva, or be up in the mountains in Switzerland. There are so many places you can go now, and we do get a lot of information from a lot of providers who year after year are putting together these most amazing programs. So many, to be honest, that, we spend a lot of our year just learning about these, going, visiting them, and really trying to impart this to our clients. So we get clients that come back to us year after year because they know that we can deliver different programs every year. That's the beauty. And remember, you should be looking at this grade 10, 11, years 9, 10, 11, and in the UK it'd be year 12, because we finish in year 13. If it was the American program, maybe even grade 8, 9, 10 and 11. But the truth of the matter is, most of our programs, even though you can do the little ones, we get a lot of sort of 11, 10, 12. The ages, anything varies really, doesn't it, between the ages of 10 and 17. Occasionally we get programs that could take up to early 20s as well. But it's really, really worth as well, I think, reaching out to us. And I think we've really established that with our clients, and also word of mouth. People are telling their friends, and sometimes we don't even know how they found us. They have, and we're not quite sure how, maybe from things like this, but we're really trying hard to share this knowledge with everyone, because it's taken us years to build this knowledge. So we're happy to share it.
There's the final plug for Panoba. Do contact us if you're thinking about a summer program, would like some very solid advice. Get in touch.
Get in touch with Panoba. We'll be happy to help you for your summer plans.